Hey guys, welcome back. This is going to be part 2 of the Spy Hunter cockpit restoration. I'm going to be stripping this thing down today. I want to get all the stuff out of it. I want to peel the side art off and the T-molding off. And yes, I have paint all over me again, and I ripped my pants. So hopefully the fashion police don't message me, but we'll see what happens. I might get messaged. But anyways, let's start pulling this thing apart. We might as well just start up at the marquee since the marquee was already off when I came here. Let's pull off the marquee light, the speakers, all that good stuff. Get all that out. Man, these things are on there. Somebody had asked me on a previous video if the speakers on the seat work, and it seems like everything's working on there as well. Marquee light's in really good shape. I don't even need to do anything to it. It's actually extremely clean, which is rare because usually they'll kind of have rust or something on them, but I gotta say that's pretty damn nice. So I'll have to kind of just put all the parts up on the floor and on the counter and stuff, and then I'll just have to kind of put them away somewhere, probably in the back room while I'm working on the cabinet. So now we got to pull off these speaker bolts, which I believe are like 11/32, some weird size, I think. Yeah, I think it's 11/32. Yep. I have a cardboard box here that I'm actually putting all the hardware into. I got to put it in the tumbler. Now there's a metal grill that has to come off, and once the metal grill comes off, the carriage bolts for the speaker should drop down. I believe these are carriage bolts. Once again, first time working on a Spy Hunter cockpit, so I mean, it's basically the same as the upright, except for you added a seat, some more speakers, and a few other things. One speaker looks to be in really good shape. I've always had really good luck with midway speakers and stuff. They always seem to be in good shape, like they're not blown or anything like that. I don't know that I've ever had one that was dry rotted or anything. So I imagine when I drop this metal grill down, all the carriage bolts are going to want to fall down too. Probably should have took the metal grill off first, but I don't know if it really matters. We'll just drop it down slowly, maybe it'll catch them. I think there are 2 6x9s in the seat as well, but I'm not positive. That speaker looked good as well. Okay, so the grill must have studs welded to it. This will probably be a pretty long video, but I kind of want to show it coming apart so you know, plus so I know too, exactly what's what. Just in case I get a little confused, which I shouldn't, but you never know. Tell you what, these nuts on this speaker grill are kind of tight. They are a little bit rusted. We're going to pull the wiring harness out too, so that we can clean it up. So I'm actually going to push that to the back. Speaker ones are staying in there. There's our grill. We'll sand it down and just spray paint it black again. All right, these are kind of pressed into the wood. We're just gonna leave them in there. They're actually up in there, probably 3/8 of an inch up into the wood, so just not gonna mess with them. Let's take off the lights. Oh, wrong thing. Remember, none of these were working, so we got to figure that out when it goes back together. Actually curious, is it plugged in? Yes, it appears to be plugged in. Oops. Crap. Ah, crap. I can't get to that plug. Maybe I can get it this way. Not really. I need to get the control panel off, which I don't know if there are latches or not. Yeah, there's got to be, because there's a hinge at the bottom. Yep. That kind of sucks. You got to get to it from behind the cabinet. All right. Now I can get to this. Jesus. Got I wonder where that solders to. Probably to this light bulb right here. I don't know if I broke that off or if it was broke off. Huh. Solder it back on afterwards. We're gonna have to clean the hinge and paint that silver again. Looks like these are 3/8. Looks like we had a mouse in here at one point. There's a bunch of bird seed in here. Taking all this off now because I want to put it in the tumbler. Look at that, we got a flathead screw that was stuck in the control panel. The hardware for that all looks good. And I think this grommet's okay still, but it needs spun. Those tend to bust out, which I don't really know why they put plastic in there, maybe just for noise. Oh, that's freaking loose. It's missing a block of wood over there, the control panel. We'll have to put a block of wood in. There's a block of wood right here that's supposed to be on that side and it's completely missing. Steering looks like it's in good shape. A little rusty, we'll sand down the parts and paint them. I'm not going to take the steering apart as far as I did on mine. That was a nightmare to put back together. I learned my lesson on that one. I don't know if the camera's picking this up. Yeah, it is actually. Just gonna scoot it down a little bit. Trying to get this stuff, some of these nuts off of here while it's up in the air, make it a little bit easier for me. One of my nuts fell in there, but that's all right. Oh, I forgot to unplug it. This looks like the same control panel as the upright. I don't know if it is or not. He was asking me, I think that he should get a new overlay, but I don't know if it's the same as the upright. It is got some fading on it. And I know Phoenix makes a really nice one. I'll show it to you in a minute here. But that's up to him. I mean, it's his game, whatever he wants to do. I just figure if it's a part, it's a good time to do it. I'm all for trying to keep original stuff too, but so if you look here on the control panel, you can see this is that's all faded out. You know, it should all be dark black right there. So it's got some pretty good fading on it. We got some rust around the edges and underneath it, but we'll see. I don't know, like I said, I don't know for sure if the upright is the same as the cockpit. It looks the same to me, but I could be wrong. I'm gonna put that off to the side for now. Now, I am not sure on the monitor on this one. Does it come out? It's got to go out from the back. Yeah, there's no way it would come out from the front. All in all, it's in good shape. Really, I mean, it's not bad. Sometimes you can pull these pegs, sometimes you can't. If you can, I like to pull them without damaging them. Got one out so far. I don't know, a lot of this hardware doesn't even need to be tumbled. I might just wire wheel it, because it's actually pretty nice. And that's another option. You know, you don't have to use a tumbler. I'm gonna grab a pair of pliers because I want to see if I can slide those out. I like taking them out because then it's easier to sand. Okay. This is what he brought. Some bolts to put it together with, but we'll probably put new ones on. I'll give him new ones. So we have some security screws here and 5/16 looks like down there. Oh. Those are actually Phillips, those are actually security screws. They're so rusted that they look like they're a 5/16 nut. That's bad. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get those out. So I need a security bit set. Yeah, it's gonna be a rough one down there. I don't know if those are gonna come out all that easy. Let's come back to that. Let's go around to the back. Let's get that board out of there. Get this board unplugged and out. We're going to take a bunch of wiring off. I'm going to stop the camera for a minute. I'm going to take a couple pictures of how the wiring is routed. Okay, I took about 8 pictures of where the wiring goes, so that'll make it a lot easier. When I go to put it back together, it'll save me time not trying to diagnose where everything went. I want to soak this harness in some simple green to clean it up. Phillips screw for the ground wire. I don't know where these were stapled to, but there's staples hanging out of them, so I don't know if they went along the wall here or what, but we'll figure that out. At least route them as best we can to where it looks like where they went. Oh, there's a nut on the back. Aha. Take the board off first then. Crazy how many PCBs it takes to run a game like this. And nowadays, you can run it on your size of your thumbnail probably. Why those always get stuck in there. So one of these boards drives two 6x9s, and I believe the other board drives the other two. Pull that apart so I can paint that silver without painting the wood. Hey, look, the piece of wood that's missing. That goes on that side. Sweet. They'll put that back on. No, almost fell. Keep dropping screws down there. So if anybody is wondering, the cockpit wiring harness is different than the upright because you have another driver board for your speakers and amp board, and it's probably, you know, it's configured a little bit differently because the cabinet style is different. Let's unplug our gas pedal. Four screws to hold this little board on, which you can't see what I'm doing right now, but you will in a minute. 4 screws to hold that guy on. You never know when this thing might go somewhere. absolute position PC. Does that mean that's for the steering? Ground strap going down to the gas pedal assembly. The paper from the monitor, which I printed new ones of these. I'm actually going to keep this to the side. We're going to take all the serial number tags off and instruction cards and stuff like that so I don't get any overspray from when I paint, and then we'll put them back on afterwards. Okay, this is the lamp board right here. It even says lamp driver board on it. So we have a screwed up resistor on it. Right here. If you look at that resistor, all the ceramic outer shell is off of it. So if I were to guess, I'm gonna say that resistor is bad on R19. So we can replace that resistor and maybe we'll get lucky and this thing will work again. We could reflow some solder to the pins. Hopefully that's all it is just that resistor shot. There's a capacitor right here, a 10 MDF 16 volt. We can change that. I don't think I have that one right here. I might actually have one of those. Don't know if that big one is very critical or not. I'm not sure. Yellow, white, yellow, white. Blue on top and brown on bottom. The reason why I'm saying that out loud is one of the wires just busted out. The reason why I'm saying that out loud is if I get confused when I go to put it back together, I can go back and look at this video and be able to put it back together properly. Let's unplug our monitor here. Let's get our signal wire unplugged. Got a ground wire still attached to the monitor frame. Fly in my head. We'll pull this monitor frame apart. It's pretty corroded looking, and we're going to go ahead and sand it down and paint it silver again, make it look pretty. I always forget, you know, after I did my Spy Hunter, how many parts are on one of these freaking games. It's worse than Tron. Tron has quite a bit of parts. But this, you know, sit-down, being a sit-down, has even more parts than my stand-up one did, so. Where to put that Phillips bit? We're going to disconnect the power wires to the power supply. So when I put the original power supply back in this cabinet, we're going to use this switcher. That one still might work because it was shorting out, the board was shorting out. That one might work, but we're going to go ahead and put the new one in. And when I put that one back in there, I'm going to pull off that battery, okay? Just so we don't have that battery leaking onto that original power supply. Actually slide this out now. It looks to be in pretty decent shape. But yeah, we'll get this thing out of here. It actually has 2 tabs coming off of it and a resistor in there. Somebody must have changed this battery at one time. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where. Doesn't look like an original battery. I don't know. That's weird. But there's 2 tabs coming off it for some reason. I don't know what they did with that. But anyways, we'll pop that off and we'll put the original power supply back in the cabinet. So if this looks overwhelming to some of you new guys doing this stuff, just take your time. Just take pictures. If you're really, really worried about it, just take a bunch of pictures. I even took a bunch of pictures of where the wiring's routed. Could I figure it out? Yeah, probably. But the way that this is kind of in here, it's a little strange. So it's best to just take your time, take as many pictures as you can. And don't get overwhelmed, you know what I mean? You can always get it put back together, guys. Even if you can't figure it out, you can message somebody on Facebook pages or KLOV, Claude, you know, somebody's gonna help you be able to put it back together. So don't just not do it because you're intimidated. So my brown wires are on the right side of the switch with the yellow and brown. The yellow stripes are on the bottom of the switch. Once again, I'm saying this out loud so that I know when I go to put this back together. And the upper terminals are to the very top edge of the switch. Meaning, these are the upper terminals, these are the bottom ones. If I don't want to rotate it this way, I just have to remember that these ones are at the top. These are the top 2. These ones down here are the ones that have the yellow stripe. We'll take that apart and clean it and paint it. Get this power cord out of the way, underneath my seat. It's actually not in bad shape. Man, it's got a ground. Part of this tag's missing where it says Spy Hunter. Great. Return it. Junk. All right. It's a wiring nightmare. Too many wires. Oh, power brick's not even fastened down. That's cute. This clip I had slid off the other day and it fell in the bottom of the cabinet. I need to put this back on. Which is, where is that at? Here you are. I took it off so that I can test this. So let's slide this back on, clip it back on. All right. so we got ground straps left. And then, well, actually, we can pull out the power brick and just do those outside the cabinet, really. Oh, they're stapled. Really? Can I break the staples? Oh boy. I don't want to neck the monitor there. Wiggle. Got it. All right. Hey, here's the cardboard cover for the fuses. One side's ripped off. I'm going to make some of these, I think. All right, so this tag can come off carefully. All right, so we're able to unstaple this one. That'll go back on after. If anybody's wondering, serial number 890. That's a pretty low number. Here is our dip switch settings. We're gonna put all that stuff up in the cabinet so it doesn't get dirty or filthy. Now, unfortunately, there's one on here that I don't know if I'll be able to get off because they glued this one on. Maybe, come on, baby. You can do it. You can do it. Oh, she ripped a little bit, but we'll fix it. Okay, this is a note that somebody put on here. It said replace vertical output transistor, remove short on plus 12 volt line, adjusted. 225 of 96. IFB, whatever that is. Okay, so now we really got to get those three brackets out that hold the power supply, the original one. So we got those three brackets to take out. And then we have to remove the pedal and the monitor. And I think this is ready for the T-molding and the artwork to come off of. Then we got to do the seat. It's almost like you're restoring 2 arcade games because of the seat. You know what I mean? And these 1/4 inch bolts or screws have a big washer on them that hold the plastic in place. Now I have to figure out this monitor. Don't really know how it comes out. Maybe it does come out from the front. Maybe it will come and tilt. It might, very well might. Let's go around to the front, pull off the plexiglass cover. Just looking at that gas pedal assembly. I don't know if there's any more screws in the back or not. So let's pull off the cover here. These plastic guys here, you want to make sure you save those. You can remake them out of metal if you have to. You probably can make them out of plastic too, but I want to try to keep all that original stuff. Oh, that one's missing. I'm missing one of them. This one's been spun, and that one I can't get to. So we're going to use this little nifty thing here. You can buy it at Harbor Freight. They sell nicer ones at Home Depot and Lowe's as well. This is made by Warrior. I think it's like 10 bucks. And it just turns your drill into a 90. So we are missing one clip, but I'm fairly confident I do have extras so that we can put all 4 back in there. And the monitor is in good shape. It does have a little bit of screen burn from Spy Hunter, but that's totally okay. So I think if I take these off, I might be able to pivot this up. I think they might drag if I leave them on. So we're going to take those off. And we have to loosen up these bolts here. You don't want to take those bolts all the way out. That's what's holding the monitor onto the frame. The monitor won't really go anywhere, but there's no need to take them all the way out. We are eventually going to take the tube off of here because I want to paint the frame. So we just need to loosen it up enough that we can slide these off. Come on. See, and they just slide off like that. We'll paint all these. These are kind of nasty looking. Paint all that stuff with that silver paint that I use, that high temp silver. And we'll put a little bit of clear over top of it, and that'll keep from dirt from wanting to stick, because if you have silver paint without clear over it, you could touch it with a fairly clean hand and still get black marks on it. Of course, I dropped that and I need it. Okay, so now we have these 4 here that need to come loose. Those should be 5/16. Kind of hot in here. I just don't want to open the door because the overhead door blocks a lot of the lighting in here. Maybe I'll open up the man door real quick. Maybe that will help. You know what? I don't think this monitor is going to come out that easily because it's got a lip. So, in theory, how do I want to do this? I think these bars need to stay on, and I need to take the bars with it. Then take the bars off afterwards. Because if I unbolt this, the monitor it won't slide, but it will be a lot harder to do. I think. Don't quote me on this, guys. Ow. Two left. so that doesn't work. So idea, I don't even have an idea. Guess we'll take the top bracket off because the bottom one's still holding the monitor. Honestly, probably could have just, the more I think about it, lifted it up, pivoted it, and then slid this up because there's room up there. I wonder if I can do that still. Like that, and then slide this up. Can I do that? Well, let me get this bracket off now that I have it sitting like this. Now, where the hell did I put my wrench? Oh boy, that's scary. All right, no neck board is not in the way of getting damaged at all, but we need to get it out of here. It's kind of a dumb setup. Dirty monitor. Yeah, it's not a very easy setup there. So now we have some screws that hold these brackets on. Plastic pegs. Wait, now I'm sweating. Now the sweat police are gonna get mad at me. Because I'm not supposed to show on my videos that I'm sweating. Nobody cares that I'm sweating. Yes, somebody really did say that. Okay, pedals left. Go get my security bits. I don't know about that one, man. I'm gonna have to grab a hammer too. Might have to like hammer the bit into the rusty screw. Allen key one. An Allen key security bit. I don't think I have one of those out here. Or do I? Well, this one's loose. I gotta go see if I have an Allen key one. No, that's not an Allen key. That is a star bit. No, are you serious? These things are so freaking rusty that I can't even really tell what they are. I don't know what size it is. Apparently next size bigger, maybe? Maybe the pin in the center isn't going in. This is a Torx 20 security with the hole in the middle. Let's see if that's it. I think that's it. Got it. Unfortunately, these we're probably gonna have to replace with something different. They're like stripped out, not really holding. I don't know what I'm gonna do with these bottom ones. I have to cut them. Don't think I have a choice. They are that rusty. And something tells me there's something else holding this on too. Let me get something to cut that with. Probably just my grinder and a pair of goggles. Piece because we're gonna have to make a new one anyways. Probably have to get something to pry this off with. Flathead screwdriver or something. Hopefully it comes off. have something holding it in the back still. All right, looks like there's like 3, maybe 4 more screws, 1/4 inch head. You know what, there might just be 1, maybe. Yep, I remembered on my upright. Now I gotta figure out how to slide this thing out of here. Let's go forward. Yep, perfect. Yeah, these ones are short and they have holes drilled in the wood for them to slide into. So, all right, that's apart for now. So, now we can pop off our T-molding and artwork. And then we're done with this part for now. Let's see if we can get lucky. It's going to stop right there. It's going to screw up. Now, if you're wondering, could you apply new artwork over this if you fix these nicks? Yes, you can. I like to paint it because it helps preserve the wood for longer use, longer time than just going right over this. So that's why I paint it. And the sides we'll paint white. We'll paint the rest of the cabinet black. The reason why I like to paint the sides white is it gives your artwork, because there's a lot of white on this artwork, it'll make the white a little bit brighter. Be a scraper. Have a halfway decent one over here. Midway cabinets are famous for artwork coming off like this. Okay, we just got this little bit down here left. Need a new blade in here. This hole's kind of mangled up a little bit. We'll fill it in with some probably resin and then re-drill it. A little bit we can sand off because it has a big gouge in the wood. All right, let's see if the other side comes off as easy. Let me move these tags. I don't want nothing to happen to them. All right, let's see if this side goes any better, or the same, or worse. Now the funny thing is from the factory, this was a sticker they put over top of the side. We're gonna have to sand that off, I think. Yeah, it's wood's a little swelled up, so kind of hard to scrape off. So let's move on to the seat. Let's start with get this coin door out of here. clean up this artwork because my Phillips bit's underneath all the garbage. Same style as like Pac-Man. Where's my rat sheet? Hole drilled right here. I don't know if that's supposed to be there or not. I don't think so. Lock bar or something maybe was on it. Kind of looks like it. There's 2 holes drilled in the side of the or front of the coin door. The bug just hit me right in the head. Screw. Somebody put a screw down there. Yeah, when it's all swelled up at the bottom, it's hard to get the artwork off. It's easier to just sand that a little bit. All right, I'm gonna see if I can get these security bits off of the top here. Oh boy, ripped the tripod apart. So it should be a T20. Give this a nice new paint job. same light that they use on the marquee. Yeah, they both are, all three of them are. That's pretty cool. Here's a tag. Spy Hunter SD. I guess that means sit down. Jeez, those things are just completely deteriorated. Oh, it's hot in here. Good. Oh, need the angle guy. Where'd you go? Beautiful. Okay, now we're almost done. We Gotta bring those wires through, which there's a clamp up here. I'm just gonna pull it real quick. Ooh, there's some gum under the seat. What in the hell? Oh boy. Test switches. Oh, look at that. Huh. That's impressive. We got the lid. Spy Hunter. Sit down. Number 890. 427 of 84. Pretty damn cool. Look at that. A brand new card. You can put your days on here and what you made per day. It was filled out once in 2/16 of 93. Day 28. MC. Oh, this is like a repair tag. Gas pedal detached. Coins on back floor. That was in 1993. So the gas pedal's probably been broke since 1993. So now I'm gonna have to cut these wires for the pots and everything. So I'm gonna grab some cutters and I'm gonna cut them, leave like a 1/4 inch, 1/2 inch on each one so that I know what color goes where and it'll save me a bunch of time. So it looked like the gas pedal broke 10 years, when the game was 10 years old. So by leaving that little bit of wire, I know what goes where. Now I should be able to get this harness out. Maybe. The heck is it? Where is it going to? It's stuck. There we go. 2 plugs were stuck. All right. That is out. Got a ground strap in here. Double ground strap. One for the coin door. Can't see. Damn it. Goes on an angle. That'll take a 1/2 hour to put back in. taking off the rails that hold the coin lid on. And I drop them. I dropped the 2 carriage bolts down there, but when we take the bottom off, they will fall out. Oh boy. This is glued like a son of a bitch. Ooh, sticklets. They used real carpet glue. Dumbasses. Don't mind my ripped crotch. Jesus. It is gutted. Don't know how long it took, but I ran the video the whole time, so gives you guys a good idea of what it takes to strip this guy down. So that's going to end part 2 of the Spy Hunter cockpit, or should we call it the sit down? At least it's not sticky. We're missing a couple grommets here that I'll have to put in over here for the bolts to go in. But yeah, that's part 2. I'm gonna clean this stuff off camera. Part 3, we're gonna put new bottoms on this, because once we get the bottoms on both of them, then we're ready to start the fiberglass work to fix all the swollen and chipped out particle board on the sides of the cabinet and the base of the seat. Other than that, it's not in bad shape at all. We should have this going pretty good, pretty quickly. So Keep in mind, I'm gonna run rubber here and rubber down here. So we're gonna have to get this glue off of here. So yeah, I'm gonna run rubber here, and then I'm probably gonna put it down here as well on this piece and the front one. Then it gives it a nice rubber to cover the painted wood, just to help protect it. This thing should honestly last another 50 years as long as it's taken care of and not put in a shed or in a garage or something in the future. As long as it is taken care of, it's gonna be around for a long time. So thanks for watching, guys. Let me know what you think of part 2 and all this mess of parts. And I'll see you guys later.